welcoming it squawking to the Pennywise Derry
Wait,
clown show. It welcomes squawking. We are dead to the dairy. Stop talking about Winterfire.
I can't. My heart burns there
Move
too,
on.
Bridget.
Move on.
We are Squawking Dead, a podcast polarizing programs beyond, way beyond the Walking Dead universe. Sometimes we give you news, sometimes we make you laugh, most times we go deep. I'm your host, David Cameo, and I'm joined by...
No, stop doing that. Me. Hi. I'm grossed out, but I'm also Cosmo Mom 09.
I'm also here. I'm Bridget. You can find me at youtube.com/punkybrewster. That's PUNKYBRUISETER.
And I'm Rob. You can find me at Rob Stuffing Things over on TikTok and YouTube.
And we're here to talk to you about It Welcome to Derry's, or Derry Welcome to Squawking.
Oh my.
Whatever it is.
It's chapter 1 finale, which is
We're
what
here.
I'm calling it.
Mm-hmm.
Titled Winterfire. What an end of a chapter it was, or the beginning, or the second.
The middle, or
Right. Where do we start?
feels like it's
It
right
It's
in
a
the middle.
blends
prequel
together.
and a sequel all at the same time.
Right. Oh, it's like the end of a Stephen King book. Right?
Yeah.
Is it a spider? Is it a clown? We'll never know. Let's let the zeitgeist decide. It's decided. It's all of it, and yet none of it.
Pretty much.
Also, it's a prequel to the sequel of the prequel.
But also a sequel to what's next.
True. So the actors who played Marge and Rich did a live interview this week.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was brought up during that live interview that the final scene between the two of them that they share over the icebox, some of that is improvised by child actors.
Yep.
What was improvised?
I don't know the
Yeah, I
exact
love
lines
yous.
that were improvised, but
Specifically, the I love you was improvised.
Shut up.
Yeah.
For real?
I don't know how much more was, but yeah, that line for sure they confirmed. Mhm.
they were then asked during the interview if they were dating.
What's it like being a teen actor?
Well, I can't answer that. You can though, because I'm not a teen.
Yeah. You will be on Valentine's Day.
I will.
Someone asked, are you dating or are you just really good friends?
Okay, guys.
Guys, I'm 17, he's 12. We are just friends.
Yeah.
This is my...
No, listen. All the pictures where we're married and a baby, that's AI. That's all
AI.
That is all AI, okay? We are very good friends.
Those are very funny, though.
Yes.
But we are indeed just friends, very good friends. Some would say besties, which I'm grateful for that.
Yes.
Okay.
They're currently 17 and 12. So it makes me wonder,
Yeah.
how old was he during filming?
11, at least.
I don't know.
Was
That
he
looked
like
very,
10
very young
and
to
she
me.
was 15?
It's about right, isn't it?
Maybe
Yeah.
best 11
Well, they're
and
supposed
16.
to be playing the same age child.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Either way, they both
No,
killed
I know,
it. That's all
I
that
know.
matters.
A 10-year-old and a 15-year-old, that is a huge age difference.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but
No.
yeah, we've seen it. I think we even saw it in the movies too. Aren't the actors wildly different in age?
Yeah, it was kind of all over the place.
Because of the way the show's going to go, they don't have to worry about actors aging up. They just have to cast new, younger actors to play different characters entirely every season.
Right,
Because they're going
right.
backwards.
No continuity.
That is
Exactly.
cool.
Solves that problem.
So it is true. All the rumors about going
Mhm.
back to the previous cycles, because Pennywise states in this episode, it's all the same to me. And then Marge's theory about like maybe he's going to go after our ancestors. Such a great
Mhm.
way to frame this. Hey, you guys liked this season. What
Mhm.
if we continued with this premise?
It's like they pitched it to the audience rather than, we can't rely on Hollywood.
We're all like, yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
So badass. Well, we'll get into that even further because there's just so much to say about even just that
Mhm.
idea and how they presented it to us. Let's go to the title of Winterfire. How does the title relate to this episode? What is the meaning of this title?
What's
In relation
happening?
to the episode?
I don't know.
They did all the
That's weird.
accents, almost all the accents
That was
that
weird.
I'm allowed to do.
Was
On
that
the
your
internet.
impression of Bob Gray?
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad.
He doesn't sound like that. Just to be clear, in my head, he sounds like that. He sounds like Richard Nixon. It's true. True.
Oh.
Tricky dick.
Oh,
A
that's
little bit,
weird.
yeah. Actually, now that I think about
Yeah,
it.
I know. Now that you say that.
I am not a clown.
You gotta shake your face more when you say it. It's like, like it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah,
in
I've had
him in
practice.
Futurama. Shaking his
Yes.
head.
Yeah.
I really want to talk about the series. I'm Pennywise the Clown. Anyway, so yes, Winter Fire. How does that relate to what we just saw several times?
Mhm. Well, it references the poem that Ben wrote to Beverly.
Sure.
In the original
And if we
series.
watch the episode backwards,
Yeah.
we see Bev Marsh at the
Yep, that
asylum.
was exactly it.
He took your job, Rachel. He took your job. Simple thing.
That's-
How are we going to make up for this?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to maybe point out another obvious thing to me anyway. The glowing dagger as the kids were pushing it to me
Mhm.
looked like fire. And
Yeah, it sure did.
with the fart clouds and the frozen river and everything,
The
sort of
frozen farts? Is that what we're going with?
the frozen farty winter kind of reminded me of winter because the lake was frozen over. And so they were
Mhm.
like carrying a winter fire
Yeah, I can see it.
to the deadwood tree.
Well, even the fog felt like
Flames
Like a winter
spreading over
fire.
a landscape. Yeah.
Yeah. There were some moments where it didn't look like just fog. I mean, it actually looked like it was snowing, like there was stuff swirling around.
For a second, I thought we were going into the mist when it first
Right?
started.
Right.
And
I
I
did
was
the
like,
same
Bridget,
thing.
Yeah.
tensing up, being like,
Uh-huh.
ooh,
Yeah.
Arrowhead Hotel.
I thought the
Our
same thing.
first watch.
There's been a lot of like moments where I'm like, oh, he said the thing. They referenced the thing. Like, it's so
Oh,
stupid.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, it's dumb. This is member berries
Oh, 100%.
in the best possible way.
But like
Best
for the
of
berries aren't
books,
always
so
bad.
It's kind
Better,
of like
way better than like Star Wars.
Star
I
Bros. You
disagree.
mean?
I love Star Wars. I disagree.
The new ones, you're like, those are perfect.
No, absolutely not.
I
None.
was like,
Let's
are
be
you okay,
clear.
Rob?
None of the sequels or prequels are perfect, but I love them just the same.
That to me really screams. Do you remember?
Yeah,
Do you
yes,
remember this thing?
absolutely. Remember Chewbacca? Remember Stormtroopers?
Okay, cool. Let's talk about that now. The Mist. Did it feel like The Mist?
At
Well,
first,
The
it
Mist
did.
has been coming up a lot recently because of its relationship to Stephen King. And
Mhm.
I saw a stupid TikTok the other day that was like, bro, what episode of The Walking Dead is this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Didn't I send that to you?
You maybe did, or like or we reposted it or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but it's
Like
Melissa
half the cast
McBride,
of Walking Dead.
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
DeMunn. There's a
Jeffrey
couple.
DeMunn, Laurie
Laurie
Holden.
Holden.
Well, and Darabont was involved in the
Sure.
Right.
movie.
But one more actor. The guy from The Tank. Sam Witwer is also in there too.
Yes, and
Pereja. But it's the actor's name.
it starts with an M. I'm stuck on an M.
Morales?
Morales.
Morales.
Yes, it's Morales.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the
He's in
I
it.
was like,
I have to go
He's
back
in
and
it.
watch. I hadn't seen
Okay.
The Mist in a while.
He's a soldier in the mist.
Oh, okay, yes.
So many cool moments in this episode, which was hella long. It was
Yeah.
about an hour and 14 minutes, I think, with the episode or insider, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
Okay, so The Mist. But also, I mean, in a way, the fog rolls into town. The connective tissue between the dimensions in the Stephen King universe kind of touched.
Mhm.
The idea of the mist and interdimensional beings, it being an
I mean,
interdimensional
yeah.
being, the stuff in the mist is interdimensional.
Mhm.
For a guy who writes horror and suspense, it's awfully sci-fi. You
Oh,
think
yeah.
about it.
oh yeah.
Like on a 30,000 foot view. Oh, wait, it's written like horror, but it's actually,
Oh, he
It's-
leans heavy into sci-fi. Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's not obvious. It's not like Star Trek. It's like, well, you have to mix the dilithium crystals with the, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the efficiency is 95%. We want to get it to 98.
It's sci-fi horror. It's just what is the scary aspect of sci-fi that comes out of that.
Right. The moral aspect of it.
It's more
Mhm.
Ray Bradbury instead of Gene Roddenberry.
Yes.
Let me start by saying this episode, it's so satisfying to watch. There's so many cool
Mhm.
lines and things that were brought up that are just like, oh, that was cool. Is there anything worth going into deeper conversation about? Maybe not. However, there are a couple things that stuck out to me outside the obvious that I know we're desperate to talk about. One of those things is how the fog showed missing posters on the standpipe.
Mhm.
Let me mention a factoid about the missing posters without going too deep into my notes at all. They all had different dates. Some were from 1961, some were from 1962, different days. Yet almost all the people mentioned were people from the high school. Some were probably from before, but it seems like all the people that were on the missing posters were the ones that are floating in his caravan of deadlights floating people, which in my notes sounds like a manic man. Because when you're watching, you're not really looking out for dates necessarily on the first watch, but afterwards you're like, wait, that's a different date. These are all kids that were taken on the same day. What does it mean? Oh, it's basically Pennywise saying he's effing with you, or that time doesn't really matter. Maybe to him, kind of like a dream. You know how in dreams you think you can read something, but that's your brain interpreting what is written, even though you actually can't read in a dream. That's time for Pennywise.
Yeah, after this episode, I'm not even sure he knows what year it is.
Oh no. When he made his illusion over everything, time stopped for Derry. It existed inside the mist outside of time, so therefore all the dates were, as you said, like just kind of coinciding together.
Right. Well, all the times he stole somebody or something.
Idea.
Yeah.
Well, my first instinct was to say, oh, the fog rolling in shows what Derry actually looks like. That was my first thought. But then I was like, no, that's not right. How are the missing posters up already? Or alternative thought, this could have been an alternate future for Derry had they not stopped Pennywise.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Since he can see the future or his past, technically, if his past from our lens, his future is his past. But that's really what it is, right?
David's gonna crash.
His birth is also his death, so it's like a circle. He just exists in all of it all at the same time. So
Dave's
it's
like
all the future and the
committed.
past.
Yeah.
Dave's committed next week because
whereas first I thought, this is stupid. Why are all the dates wrong? They're all from the same day or the same auditorium kidnapping, which is basically what it does. Meat napping.
Meat nap.
Like I said last week, they're all just sausages or like meat hanging from a rack, basically, or an invisible rack.
Yeah.
He went to the grocery store. That's all.
And he's preserving it for winter.
He's just taking his groceries home.
He's a little bear hibernating.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
just hanging up his meat.
to wherever
when he
his
wakes up.
new home will be anyway, because he's moving.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are travel
to dad.
snacks.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, could be, right? Along the way, he's traveling. It's like the Pennywise nationwide tour.
I think he did,
Whole
because
world.
when the cart opens up, it spills a bunch of blood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, he's just bathing in it, as we've established.
Was he
So
bathing in
maybe
it in
that's
the
what it
cart?
was.
Yeah,
he's
it's
just
kind of
like
his whole
this-
thing.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was playing
It's
he was
like
playing the
weird.
trombone or the tuba.
The
He was playing the tuba
yeah.
in the cart. Like what?
He
I don't know. That's
Right.
he
that's,
does
that's the
everything
song that
for
plays
his
when I
own
walk, you know?
amusement. Like he with how powerful he is and how fast he can move. There are certain times where he's doing it, like especially in this episode. I'm like, why isn't he moving faster? Because he just likes to taunt his prey and
He's
be
just
a
screwing
goof
around. Yeah.
and screwing around too much when he could have gotten away.
Okay, so this concept of this being not only another dimensional being or whatever, but a being who's been alive for millennia, supposedly, you lose sanity over time. The longer you're alive, the less okay you are mentally.
I mean, that's applied to a human, sure.
This is like a concept
Yeah.
that's been written about in sci-fi and other fantasy
That's-
would
yeah,
be probably.
yeah.
So it's almost like he's super crazy on top of being an evil entity. He's
Yeah.
also insane on top of that. Well, I don't know. I get sidetracked with all my little shenanigans and my fun. I could
Like-
be more efficient, but maybe I was in my younger years.
He gets his head blown off, and then instead of just immediately growing back his own head, pops up a Jack in the Box real quick.
Why
Just for
not
the
help himself, or it cannot help itself. Sure. Because I think it wants Leroy shooting at him to think, you can't stop me. I'm the gingerbread. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's all about
Yeah.
building fear, but
Yeah.
to him, fear is funny. So becomes this thing where it's like
Yeah.
this cyclical, I'm going to make you scared, but also I'm really going to screw with you because that's funny to me. I don't know. It's like when you do something to people and it like makes them mad and then you're like, yeah, it's funny. So I'm going to keep doing it.
You got me. You got me.
I'm
Got me
gonna
good.
keep doing it. I like it.
What can I say? To what you said about going crazy over time, there's an additional factor to this. I think a lot about some of the things you guys say when it comes to, oh, it's deadlights. You can't comprehend them, so you just go blank. And your mind races and you shut down. That's fine. But then I thought, okay, well, if that's its true form, yet it can only operate in this world by taking a corporeal form. I think what makes it crazy is that its original form is out of time, but it can only manipulate things in, like Rob said in one episode, in corporeal form. However, this leaves him exposed depending on whether he's morphing or whether he's not, because he can be attacked in the shape that he's in.
That explains why he gets so confused about being Bob Gray's situation. if he's an eater of worlds, is like God, a quote unquote God,
Great.
then that's child's play. Some guy with the shine is in your head. Okay. He's telling me I'm a clown from the 1930s. Yeah, all right. But that's
1908 to be
sorry,
fair.
1908. Sorry.
Not your fault. It's
1930
books.
is the date of Ingrid's stupid wedding. And so it's like burned into my brain. It was like 1936 or something. But anyway.
35? Yeah,
I don't
whatever.
remember. Don't
Me
correct
neither.
me, Dave. Come on. See, he just had to
No, when you're
needle.
wrong,
Anyway.
you're wrong. It's okay. Listen, they're going to get us anyway, so I might as well get you first. See, that's love right there. Right,
You know
Rachel?
what?
Remember World Beyond?
If the corporeal form restricts his level of thinking, then that makes sense.
Like he's still an animalistic thing that is a creature that tries to get prey, because that's why he takes his form, to do the thing, to get that. But while he's in that form, he can't think. Linear is not it. It doesn't do that. It thinks outside the box. This is why he looks crazy, and it's so great for us to watch / experience while reading. Does Stephen King in any way, in the books at the very least, try to hint at that idea that in corporeal form, it's confusing to it?
I honestly
don't
couldn't tell
think
you.
So.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. But
haven't
to
gotten
be
to this one yet.
fair, this is different enough from the book. The timelines are all different.
30-year push, right?
You know,
Back.
Will Hanlon and Dick Halloran not being the same age. There's enough there for you to be able to just rely on whatever this show is presenting as the canon for this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to inform us further to look at the book because that's the source material.
Yeah.
So there's cool stuff in there, but it's not really informing everything 100%, obviously.
No, it's just inspiration.
Because like there was no white supremacist group that came in. There's like a big white supremacist group that burns down the black spot.
Oh yeah.
This is racism,
I thought
but
you said
this
in the
isn't
book.
in the book.
The other
That's
way. Yeah.
not what happens in the show.
They don't have a lame name on the show. That's
Yeah.
all you're saying.
Well, they're less organized. You know what I mean? Like they're not coming from a different city.
It's not like a known organization with chapters.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
Guys, it's just an idea.
They're not as organized in this.
Nothing to see here. Okay, so just go back to the posters because there's one more question I wanted to ask about that. Why are they seeing it?
Pennywise is screwing with him.
Okay, good. He wants just that little extra bit, right? These people.
Well, he's been messing with them. I think he still wants to get them, but he's like, well, I can't be sidetracked right now. I've got to keep on my little march here to get to the edge of this area because I'm also filled with hubris, apparently. No one can stop me. It's kind of just like a lure. Let me give you this so you know that your bestie's been taken and I grabbed him first. And then just in case that isn't enough, I also took all of your classmates.
Right.
And it killed your principal. And your milkman.
and use him as a
milkman.
ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah, and your
I'm
milkman.
Principal Dummy.
The pivotal, that was my favorite character. The milkman.
I wanted to talk a little bit more about the foggy farts. Do you think this is happening because that piece is now gone? Do you feel like with that shard not in its protective place, Pennywise is a little more powerful? Why hasn't he done this before? Or has he? Do you think he has cast the foggy farts over Derry before?
I don't know if he's done exactly that. I would say he probably did this to provide some kind of cover for himself to get out, because it definitely made it harder to either A, see him through it, or just be hard for people just to navigate through the fog, and didn't see a pothole in the road in time, so you'd probably drive up into a tree kind of thing. You know what I mean? Just cause that much chaos within the town so he can get his snacks and then get out.
And I think, Rachel, to answer your question, could he have done this before? I don't think so. Because he had to sleep. But the removal of the shard instantaneously wakes him up. The smelting of it, I guess. And he could have, at that point, rolled out the fog, but he went to go get Will instead.
This is one thing I was actually not sure of, but as I say, correct me, he got him from the Air Force residence that he was staying at, right? No, he was at the Derry house?
He was at the Derry house. So he gets Will first, and then he's like, all right, that was who I really wanted to get, because this messes with a lot of people I really want to mess with. And now I'm ready to exact my plan, which obviously requires that he have some sort of cover. But I don't think he would have been capable of creating such a mass illusion. It's an effect on reality. So I'm unsure what we want to call that. Conjuring, I guess. I don't know. He couldn't have created this with the shards in place.
Okay.
To me, that's what it seemed like.
Caged him and maybe dampened
I think
things a
dampens the
little bit?
power.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think a
Yeah.
little bit.
All right. I like that. I kind of was thinking the same thing too. If he could have done this right from the get-go, why wouldn't he?
We've
Yeah.
never seen such a large scale. Obviously, he could do some pretty incredible and impactful things, but it's never been on such a grand scale.
Right.
So,
I think it's a much more practical reason, though. It's something that I did mention last week. There's a reason why he doesn't do this all the time. It's that he wants future generations to be able to feast upon, because I'm sure when he came down millions of years ago, though that was his end, basically, excuse me, I don't care. That is something they're going to have to explain in season 26, when they go down the millennia.
Yeah.
But anyway, as far as we're concerned, we're linear beings. This is the only way we can understand this. Okay, he starts off millions of years ago feasting on four-legged beings, be they early hominids, right? Whatever it is. And then all the way down the line to humans, when humans first started coming on the scene. And he's like, well, I like these way better. How do I get these to stay while I nap? So he's like, okay, I'm only going to feast on some of these people so that they produce more of these little ones that are so much more delicious to scare.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's ollie oxen free. Now I'm not bound to this town. I don't have to follow those rules anymore.
Mhm.
So he blankets the town with his essence, right? His spritz of him. Not only is he out of time, he's technically boundless. Since he's an interdimensional being, he's not limited by shape necessarily. The only thing that limits him is the comet, or the shards of the comet, or the pieces of the comet. Somebody had asked this before, and I wonder when this happened, and maybe they'll get to this as well. Who set those shards in those specific spots, or who had the wherewithal to do that? Why are they so outward instead of inward? Why didn't they set up the cage or the shards closer to where he actually was? Maybe they didn't know and they had to guesstimate.
well, I think it was around the wood, the Westwood or whatever. I think it was intended to be kind of like the wood was like the boundary, because they didn't have streets or anything then. So they had to have some sort of physical representation of the boundary so that they knew where not to cross.
It was like a
That's true.
geographical thing.
Correct. Native markers where they used to like bend the trees and stuff. So that was like their marker so that they knew where it was. So I'm assuming they kind of like took the wood and they were like, this is going to be the boundary.
The whole thing, yeah. Just stay out of the woods.
Right.
Yeah.
Anywhere there's an entry point
Yeah.
for common
And
day.
then
Yeah.
people came and built a town on it, which screwed
Right.
everything up.
That does beg the question as to why the Galoo, or it, didn't leave that area millions of years ago when it first got to Earth.
So they did present this in one of the episodes and they said
Did they?
that it was gaining strength. So
Okay.
they knew they had to stop it before it had gotten too strong. So I think the belief was that it wasn't strong enough really to leave, but the more people that went into the wood and succumbed to the fear and were killed by it, the stronger it got. The settlers that came in, they went in to the wood despite the warnings. And so I think that's really when his power started to kind of increase.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
going to be my
Sense.
second point. The reason why it's so big is because over time he's fed and fed and fed on the residents, his delicious residents. And compared to earlier episodes where we got the origin, or some of his origin, and you see him be the priest with the baby in the middle, all that, you see the cloud around him, right? The little swirly clouds and stuff, it's stuff coming out of his mouth and stuff, whatnot. But this is like millions, or I don't know how many millions of years or whatever it is later. It's like, okay, he's amassed such a great depth of corporeal matter in which he could use to his advantage. And again, he doesn't use it because if he did, it's like when you go fishing, right? You have to throw the small ones back. Only Pennywise likes the small ones, but he can't have all of them. He's got to throw some of them back.
Yeah.
Again, ollie oxen free. He's like, F it, I'm taking all these kids with me. Forget the older ones.
Well, that answers the other question that I had. Why did he excuse the upperclassmen?
Too old for his liking.
Yeah, exactly. This is something I said earlier
Well,
in our conversation.
they got to pop out more kids so he can eat in another 30 years.
Like, just in case I come back, they'll remember me. Maybe they'll say things about me to their kids. Because he's still a showman, right? He said something about lively crowd right before he burst into flames.
He said, what
Eviscerated.
a crowd.
Yeah, was it what a crowd? I think it was lively.
Lively
Was it
crowd.
lively
Matter.
crowd?
Same difference. Anything more to say on winter fire and mist?
Oh my
or
God,
fog?
stop talking about Winterfire.
I can't. My heart burns there
Move
too,
on.
Bridget.
Move on. Move on.
Do you want to go to the auditorium scene? There's some just like tiny little details that I particularly loved.
You clearly want to talk about it, so go
Yeah,
ahead.
go for it.
Okay, start to finish, there was something so. Let's take a break from the seriousness of this show and present just a whole other dimension of this Pennywise the It, the ventriloquist dummy Dunleavy, right? to tearing its head off in front of all the kids. Listen, it's horrible objectively for those kids. However, I laughed so hard.
yeah.
I did
So
too.
I felt. Now, granted, patty cakes. Patty is there. Patty cakes. I don't know her that well. Is there, and she's terrified. So I'm like, okay, I can feel a little bit better about being so happy right now. He takes his head off like a bowling ball.
Yep.
He sure does.
The sad part is there's payoff for it later when Ronnie, Lily, and Marge find it later. Not the kind you like, but also the kind you like. It's like, oh, gross. Oh, they liked Principal Dunleavy.
Well, and Pennywise just kicks it out the window after he
Yeah.
puts
That was
it
the pièce de resistance.
Yeah.
And like a
Just
soccer
dropping.
ball.
Yeah.
Watch out. Gabriel Maradona from Argentina, the legend.
Who does Silas like?
Cristiano
Cristiano
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, yeah. He hates
well.
Messi. But he's on a bag of Doritos, so I always take a picture of the Doritos. And I'm like, do you want these? He's like, no.
No, I hate you, man. First of all, I love how in Pennywise's mind, he decorated the set himself. It's the caverns, paper mache, whatever. Why
Mhm.
not? But on the top, I just love that it just says time to float. I don't know if you caught it.
Oh, I missed that.
I did, yeah.
It's a flash. You see it for a hot sec.
I missed that.
And then the size he becomes and how Principal Dunleavy looks so small. We're here for a presentation.
I was looking for it during the episode, but when he takes the kids and they're all floating across the lake, I was looking for the kid in the turtle costume, just floating along with him.
I saw
You
him
see him fall.
drop. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
I
they-
see- I
when
saw
they
him
wake
drop.
Up, you see him fall, yeah. I was really distracted by the conversation the patty cakes are having as they're walking into the auditorium about
Oh, was it because the one girl was like,
Who's the ugliest?
my parents?
who would have the ugliest babies? But
Yeah,
they're
it's
talking
crazy.
about Teddy Uris, who, by all reports, is dead.
Dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Bully's got a bully in Stephen King.
Technically,
It's
they're
okay.
missing, though. They're not.
Yeah.
They're pronounced dead, but they don't know if they're dead. Oh, they'll be back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We
Well,
forget things.
I don't think it really matters. They're horrible people. It just
Yeah.
goes to drive that home. I think it's so you can enjoy that scene, though, for what it is, which is like
Sure.
funny, ridiculous, over the top, campy horror. But if you're worried about the kids, like if it was like Rich in that scene, you'd be like, no, I'm so worried about Rich. Like it has to be
That's
because
fair.
you're like, screw these kids. So then when it gets to that point, you're like, yeah, mess them up.
Yeah, it was very much Carrie.
There were a lot of references to other works of Stephen King, and this was described as like the visual representation of Carrie.
And Pennywise is half covered in blood. So,
Mhm.
It's carried,
It's-
but bottom up.
Yeah, school
Yeah.
auditorium,
yep.
covered in blood.
Awful kids.
There's even a car outside. No, it's a caravan without a horse.
And the car is called Christine.
If only.
I wish.
Christine the car. Ever seen my Christine? It's Nixon again. He doesn't talk like that when he's Pennywise. Whatever. Don't judge me.
Yeah.
It's fine. You can judge me. Okay. Can't believe we didn't say this first. The little song he sings before he dispatches the deadlights.
Yeah.
Shall I sing it?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
This is
Sing
the
it.
first
Yeah.
time I want you to sing a song.
I don't remember how
go
he
ahead.
sings it. When I close my eyes, and there's like a dream of you. I see your pretty faces, and I taste them too. But my, oh my, how I wish to cry every time we say goodbye. I think I drooled a little while I was doing that,
Well,
and I
so
don't
did
want you to judge
he.
me for that.
Yeah, he did
Then
too.
that was perfect. He was drooling
I'm
all
not
over.
it though. So
We're channeling it.
that
You
was
were.
very much. I really want to watch. See, here's what's
It
going to
was
happen in the
good.
episode. I'm actually going to turn to it. I'm going to use the clip because I don't. It's so much better.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, when you saw this for the first time, I was like, at the very least, what is this?
I was like,
I've
what's
never heard it.
happening? So
I
weird.
never heard it sing. Have you heard it sing? I don't remember it singing. I don't remember. I
Other
remember it
than
sing.
the little song it was singing as Maddie a couple episodes ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's really it.
Yeah, but that was in this
Yeah.
series.
I don't know. This is
Yeah, it
very
was.
reminiscent of Tim Curry as
A little
Pennywise,
bit,
honestly.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a sing-song.
This is like a whimsy
Like
that we
Goofy,
didn't get with this one.
Here's what I think happened. I honestly think
They listened to this podcast and they were like, "You're right. There should be more whimsy."
Not at all. Listen, I just found out that Brad Caleb Kane was the Aladdin from the original animated Disney movie Aladdin.
I sent that to
I just
you.
found this out. Okay, wait. Now there's more, right? Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Skarsgård's like, oh, let me just talk to Aladdin. I'd like to do a little bit more singing. And he's like, hell yeah, you're going to do singing. And then you're going to direct a movie where you tell a young actor he can sing too. And there's and then we go back the generations and then we have sequels for prequels, sequels. People.
Who's Bill telling to sing?
We don't
we
know
haven't
yet.
seen it yet. Oh,
Because we're
okay.
linear beings. So
Okay.
we'll
I thought
eventually
I'm
see
like,
it.
you had me up until that point. I'm like, what did I miss?
As
So I
you
have to
keep
go back into my
saying-
deadlights. And
As you keep saying this linear
Makes sense to
beings
me.
thing,
Yeah.
I want to retract what I said about Ray Bradbury. And I'd like to say this is more Kurt Vonnegut.
way closer.
Way
Sure.
closer. As you're saying linear beings, that's all I'm thinking of is Slaughterhouse-Five. Sixth dimensional beings or whatever that can see our entire timeline when they look at us.
Ugh.
Except for the turtle in time.
That's part of Slaughterhouse-Five. In Slaughterhouse-Five, the main character can time travel, but when you time travel, you only time travel on your own life's timeline because
Like in
how
Quantum
else-
Leap.
how else would you time travel? Okay. No, don't Scott Bakula me. At one point in his life, he is abducted by aliens and put into a museum.
Oh, now we're in the Twilight Zone.
I don't remember if they're like fifth dimensional or sixth dimensional. Anyway, it's like a higher dimensional being.
Tell me what the difference is.
They come to look at them. Vonnegut wrote this with the belief that the fifth dimension was time. That
Well,
a fifth dimensional
I thought
being,
the fourth dimension was time.
I'm sorry, fourth. A fourth dimensional being could see if they looked at us, just like when we look at a two-dimensional drawing, because there's not really two-dimensional beings, but theoretically, if you're looking at a two-dimensional being, you could see it in a three-dimensional world, which is kind of confusing. But that's what we look at when we see like a drawing. We're looking at it in a three-dimensional world, even though it's two-dimensional. Same thing with a fourth dimensional being would be able to look at us and see us in a fourth dimensional world, which means if it's time, they could see your entire timeline.
It's interesting.
That's what you're saying. What's the fifth dimension, huh?
I don't know.
Oh,
Space.
other realities. That's the fifth. See, I just figured it out.
Okay.
Anyway, maybe King is heavily influenced by Vonnegut. I don't know.
Listen, we're all standing on the backs of giants. There's nothing original.
No,
We just flesh out.
that's in the
what
Bible,
was.
actually. There is nothing
There's
new
nothing
under the sun.
Isn't that Solomon, by the way, too?
It is.
And then Shakespeare repeats it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Dear Horatio, or right? Horatio, isn't it? Yeah. Hamlet.
I think so. Hamlet.
You know what? Let's let the audience go, you're so stupid. It's not Hamlet.
It was Macbeth, actually.
It's the three fates when Macbeth was going. Out damn spot. Out damn spot.
So as soon as I watched the finale yesterday, TikTok was just throwing everything at me. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. But first I wanted to go back to the carnival cart when Pennywise is playing his tuba. and it zooms in on that severed arm laying there. It made me think of Georgie's arm that he rips off.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, he's seeing the future. He's
Yeah.
repeating
this
a
one
theme
right there.
of his past.
Is that Georgie's arm that he's holding on to?
Yeah.
Oh,
Aw.
sure is.
Perfect. That was the one dumb thing. And then TikTok has been feeding me all of these Easter egg goodness. And I did watch the two newer movies, but I think I only watched them once. I don't remember if I watched the second one or not. I'm sorry. I watched them out of protest. Silas wanted to watch them, and I'm like, ugh.
They're not as good as the miniseries. And they, like, secretly, you're like,
So I watched them.
But they are good. I think, yeah, it's worth a second watch, I think, Rachel.
Oh yeah.
I think in a different mindset, I could probably enjoy them, but I watched them begrudgingly the first time. And so I was not paying attention, but that's okay because TikTok fills me in on all the things that I missed. And apparently Richie, Marge's son,
Bridget's like,
as confirmed by this episode finally.
says the same line in the two movies. Both actors that play Richie say the same line that we hear Margie say in the, well, not exactly the same, but
Close
same
enough.
sentiment. It was close enough about killing that effing clown.
oh,
All of them,
I see.
yeah,
I
all
see.
of them delivered
when
that-
she
that
delivers
line.
that line, which is
Yeah.
also in the same fashion. Oh, it's right.
Yeah.
I was like, why does it sound so enigmatic and familiar? Like,
As she
you're
said,
right,
both
That's
Finn
why.
Wolfhard and Bill Hader deliver that line in their respective
Mhm.
films.
Confirming it before they confirmed it.
Before they even,
Before they
it's-
really confirmed it.
Well, and even looking at the series on the whole, like, oh, they had to have a losers club too, which is a bigger thing I want to talk about later, just to give us that, oh, it's member berries vibes.
It's the power of friendship.
Later, losers.
It's so specific, though. It's so specific.
But it is the power of friendship. Their bond is strong because they don't have anybody else to rely on.
Right.
Because their parents don't listen to them, or their parents don't trust them, or their parents abuse them, or their parents aren't around, or whatever. The bond between them becomes stronger, which is why this whole concept of the power of friendship and that it has to be at least 5 of them becomes a thing.
But it's the specificity.
We'll have to pay
though.
attention to the numbers as this continues down to see.
But we already have a trajectory. It's 5 friends, and it's a specific manner. They all hug all the time. It's really weird. You know what I mean? It's pretty reminiscent already.
Well, I know, but I'm interested to see do they break that at some point, or do they continue down this line?
The way that was said almost seemed to indicate to me, and I want to see if you guys had the same read on that situation, that, okay, if the whole thing about Pennywise is that his birth was his death, meaning the kids in not 1988, but 2016,
Yeah.
technically,
Mhm.
was it?
16, 17?
They kill him in 2016, 17.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, you get the drift.
Mhm.
So his whole thing is he's an interdimensional being out of turtle. He's not a turtle in time, but he's out of time. And he's kind of moving backwards, let's say, in our reality is what Marge says, which is fine. I can accept that. It's how they set up the sequels, if there are any sequels. It's great how they set that up for us to be like, hey, it's our letter writing campaign. Why is season 2 not greenlit? My thought was, whereas we thought every single generation failed up until the kids defeat him, do you think maybe every generation kind of defeated him?
I think that's what we're going to see. Him going backwards, because like he decided to try and go to this one in his perception of time. He can kind of, I don't know how that works, but he can kind of just
Me neither.
pop into where.
Okay, so I think from the viewer's perspective, let me just clear this up really quick, and then
Sure.
Rob, please continue. But I think it's meant to go linear, like we have seen it from old to quote unquote current. And I think this is him traveling back to say, well, that didn't work. So now I'm going to go back through each one and see if I can take care of it from that point. When he's saying like the whole thing about like, it was my death or maybe it was my birth, but now I'm cognizant of what happens then. So now I'm going to go back and try to stop it. I mean, it's all meant to be very cerebral. Time is nothing but a societal construct. Like, it's like,
Guys, time is what we want it to be.
anyway, sorry,
So
Rob.
technically, I'm
continue.
No, you basically said exactly what I was getting at. How is he going back in time? He perceives all of time at the same time, I guess, right? Because like he can just pop into his consciousness wherever he wants to. So yes, he's going back. He decided to try this one first to try and take out Marge and ultimately kill Richie, who ended up helping the losers anyway. And then that didn't work. So now he's going to go back to whoever certain ancestors were in the previous cycle. So who knows exactly how he's going to do that. We're not going to have Halloran going back. So I'm wondering what that dynamic's going to change up, because you're not going to have the shine aspect of this season.
Which is what we kind of wanted, but also cool because then they can introduce all the different ways in which, in my mind, we had to keep reminding ourselves every single episode, well, they all die. They don't succeed.
Yeah.
So you can see that a lot of these protagonists are going to die. Right, guys? Right. But after watching this and the way they set up the rest of the seasons, potentially, I keep thinking to myself, well, no, it's all in the manner in which they stop Pennywise.
Yeah, they can still succeed. It's not successful in the way that we assumed that success would occur with this, which is to kill him.
Right.
But succeeding can be stopping him from escaping Derry. It can be living, purely just staying alive during that period could be considered a success.
Yeah. Because for a minute, they had me going, well, wait, we assumed that it's for hibernational purposes, but could it have been it's just the respawn timer?
Yeah, it might be.
I'm not saying I don't know. I mean, I feel like they don't want to go too far away from canon just to establish the remaining seasons for the show. Because we all saw him eye level in the pool of muck of blood and chum, basically human chum.
This whole series is just Pennywise's Back to the Future 2, but reversed. Going into the past to prevent the future instead of the future to prevent the past.
I'm going to be honest with you, though.
Uh-huh.
This actually made more sense than Back to the Future's 2.
I agree.
It's logic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
I agree.
I feel seen. I feel
Actually,
seen.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know he was already there in 1935. Rose and her tribe have been protecting these things for however long now, and so they've been keeping track of the cycles.
But he doesn't know he's been there.
Rose
How
is
about
going to
that?
be a constant character, I think, throughout the series, just different actors going backwards, obviously. Andy said they definitely want to do a season 2 and 3. So at least 2 more cycles, if not more. I don't know if they should go further than that, but who knows?
Yeah, we know she was alive in 1908. We saw her in the flashback.
And we'll see Hank again, I guess.
I believe they want to go back to the Bradley Gang massacre, too.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's what the next one is the Bradley Gang.
Yeah, the Bradley Gang.
Right.
And
Right.
then
And
the
then
Ironworks
the-
explosion,
Yeah, the first one is the Easter egg hunt.
which I'm excited to see.
Kitchener
But that will
Ironworks.
be like 2 years from now, at least.
Yeah.
So in a way, we're kind of doing this podcast in reverse. It's so trippy, right? Guys?
Oh my god.
Wouldn't we start from
Silly.
chapter 11 and then move backwards?
Also, them bringing up the chapter 1 title card, just like they did at the
Just
end
at
of
the
the first
end.
It movie.
Yeah.
They did it exactly the same way. I was like, oh, you sons of...
And you're not even greenlit. You cocky bastards.
They're not officially greenlit, but he's probably got some kind of assurance.
Well, I would
Like-
think now that we got Halloran's comments about leaving to go work for his friend
In London.
I was a little bit confused about the London thing, but
I
other
was
than
in
that,
a panic. It's
other
like,
than that,
wait,
I was
that
like,
doesn't sound right.
this sounds like it's probably close enough.
This doesn't sound like Colorado.
But
Excuse
after
me?
hearing that, it's kind of like, okay, well, are you guys setting this up for like us to get like a Shining TV series,
spin-off?
or is it going to be Doctor Sleep, or are we just going to skip ahead to like Doctor Sleep and that's where we're going to go?
I think we're going The Shining. Welcome to
I would
the
like to
Overlook
go
Hotel.
The Shining first.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. But I could see that leading into a Doctor Sleep. We talked about the concept of like, no, the Stephen King universe. But yeah.
I do want to make a comment about that though before we go
Yeah.
any further. Something about this episode made me feel satisfied with if they decide to or not decide to. I'd love to see more Chris Chalk / Dick Halloran, but they gave us such a satisfying end with that. Okay, we've got enough things to rewatch of the Halloran character for me to be like, this was great. This is more than I ever thought I'd ever get.
It was really good, but it makes me want more.
I can go either way is what I'm saying. They could do it, they could not do it, but I'm happy I got it.
I wouldn't mind a series that leads up to Jack Torrance riding at the Overlook
Yeah.
in some way or not. Yeah.
I'd watch him in London. Go see what's going on in London.
It's a TV series where Dick Halloran survives ghost mysteries.
Well, it could be about him learning to control his powers a little bit more. We don't know with the Maturin root, are those effects permanent or is that just temporary?
Well, based
We
on the
don't
fact
know.
that he's able to teach Danny how to then create the box, so he's able to
Mhm.
at least control and like have a solid
Yeah.
understanding of what he needs to do at that point.
Well,
Yeah.
and since he can go into Danny's mind, probably he could probably help him do it. Well, okay, here's that box. Okay, let's open the
Also,
box.
Maturin root.
Mm-hmm.
Maturin's the name of the turtle.
Yes.
I thought we were going to see the turtle
Even I
when we
knew
went
that.
into his view.
Mhm.
I might wager that this series ends with us actually seeing the turtle, but I don't know.
Is Maturin root mentioned in the new movies?
Nope.
Okay, then it's in the book.
Is it?
Yeah, Will uses it to help guide them through something.
Is it part of the ritual?
I think so. I can't remember.
You know, I did want to talk more about the Maturin root.
Mhm.
First of all, did you know that it was pronounced that before she says it?
No.
I thought it was Maturin.
Oh, no.
'Cause that's
knew
what I
it was
said in the
Maturin.
last episode.
What, when you're talking about the turtle?
Just the way
Yeah.
it's pronounced. She
Oh.
says Maturin, and I was like, oh, it's the Maturin root.
I've heard it both ways.
turtle
When did
in
they
time.
talk about it last week? Or you were talking about the turtle?
I did. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a turtle in time.
Oh,
The
okay.
Maturin. Anyway, I don't know why the turtle has like these little,
They're like turtle
Yeah,
flippers.
or like
yeah.
they're like little karate chops.
Awkward turtle.
Anyway, we all in our head got it wrong. Rose is like, actually, it's Maturin. Okay. Second, I was so enamored by this idea that a lot of it's like LSD, how it's supposed to open your mind. It's a mind expanding
Mhm.
drug, like some others too that we can mention, but I won't. Okay, it's like how one uses psychedelics to stop smoking, to be conscious of that. There's some really good studies on that.
Mhm.
As an example, drinking, smoking, drug abuse, etc. Weight loss, even.
Oh, sign me up.
Well,
It's called semaglutide now.
that's not The same thing. Also not nearly as satisfying / pukey. Second of all, I really love the idea that she says when one door opens, another one closes, not to call Rose a liar. It sounds like it opens the aperture for his gift way wider. And in doing so, the noise is so loud that it's almost silent. Do you know when you have like a noise in your house that you just don't hear anymore? Because it's just always there. It's kind of like that. But when a guest comes over, they're like, what is that buzzing sound? Oh, I don't even hear it anymore.
I was thinking more like the difference between an auditorium of people talking versus an entire stadium of people talking.
That is a way better example, actually. Because an auditorium could be unbearable, but if it's a whole stadium, it's like, oh, okay, it's too much white noise.
Right.
So I don't hear it anymore. That's what I thought it was more like.
That's what you meant to say, David.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. See, you can do it too, Rachel. So what you're saying is not what you just said.
I just, in case you missed it, I just mansplained to David.
Yeah, I love it. Tell me more. Can you say more about that? Well, actually, it's more like this. You know, like you're correcting yourself. It's so hard. See, you got to work on those levels, right? The fourth dimension is Dave-splaining. The fifth dimension is Ray-splaining.
No, I thought the fourth dimension was time. So the fifth dimension.
The sixth dimension is Dave-splaining. The fifth dimension is different multiverses.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay. Am I the seventh dimension then?
Turtle flippers.
Turtle karate chops.
Turtle karate chops, yeah. By the way, the audio podcast does not know what I'm doing right now.
No.
Think of T-Rex arms that are doing little karate chops. That's all.
But he's making like little blades with his hand, like little,
Right, in your head,
little
it's like
chops.
little blades.
Yeah.
It's a little Maturin turtle. Oh, I'm a turtle in time.
So early in the episode, this is from Entertainment Weekly, by the way. A furious Leroy tells Pennywise he's going to rip its heart out, which is exactly what the Losers Club does in both the book and the 1990 miniseries.
Cute. I love it.
While navigating a foggy, desolate Derry, Marge jumps behind the wheel of a milk truck, which may or may not be a nod to a pair of bizarre short stories collected in King's 1985 collection entitled Skeleton Crew. The shorts were entitled Morning Deliveries Milkman 1 and Big Wheels, A Tale of the Laundry Game Milkman number 2, which follow a homicidal milkman and were scraps from an unfinished novel.
I have that book, but I haven't read it yet.
Doesn't necessarily connect it, but you know.
Massive. Is that why they killed the milkman?
Yeah, they're like, no, we're not doing this show. I thought it was like an homage to Stephen King's favorite band, the Dead Milkmen.
Dead Milkmen. Maybe.
Just want to say this out loud. The way the kids say, because they were like, oh, Principal Dunleavy, no, right? And they get to the Dead Milkman, they're like, oh, the Dead Milkman.
Yes, his truck. Pennywise transforming into a giant winged creature before being vanquished is a nod to the creature's manifestation as a giant bird that terrorizes Mike Hanlon in the book.
The black spot, right?
We've mentioned this. The bird. Well, I think it shows up throughout that. Yeah.
But was it a bird?
Well,
or was it a bat with talons?
No. The bird does show up at the black spot to Will, but this is to Mike. Mike is terrorized by this in the book, not Will.
Was it in the movies?
I can't say it was. No.
I can't remember.
No.
See how lame it is, though? Right? No? Except at the end of this one?
As Marge and Lily look out over downtown Derry, we see a sign for Bangor Shoe. The city of Bangor, Maine is the real life inspiration for Derry. So obviously the thing about The Shining, duh. And then we haven't gotten to the end scenes, but there's two more things.
Just say them. We'll go back.
Oh, okay.
Like this show, we're not linear.
During the final scene, when we jump forward in time, Ingrid is played by Joan Gregson.
Oh, yeah.
The same actress who played her in the manifestation of her in It Chapter 2. This was her final role.
They had him in memory of Joan Gregson.
Sophia Lillis, who played young Bev in the 2017 and 2019 films, also reappears here mourning the suicide of her mother, Elfrida. This is a deviation from the book because she dies from cancer in the book.
Oh.
She takes her own life in this.
Did they use unused footage from the other movies for that, or did they get her to come back and she still looks the same?
They got her to come back because I thought she looked older, because over time your face thins out a little bit. Her face looked a little thinner, and also Joan Gregson looked older to me as well.
Yeah.
And it almost looked like they tried to filter out her wrinkles on her cheeks in particular. If you kind of look at her, she's really smooth across here. And I felt like that was like some sort of filter editing
That's just
work.
good skin treatment. Say she was 89 then.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like she didn't really look like that in the movie. She looked more her age, so it almost looked like they were trying to age her down a little bit to make her look like the same.
See,
you know,
they
the
like
age.
puffed her cheeks or something to kind of smooth them out. Yeah, I kind of noticed that too.
Yeah,
but bless her, she was great.
Well, I was surprised it was her at first because I was like, "Is that her?" And then I was like, "That really does look like her."
So let's talk more about this. What does that mean that it was her? I want to talk about it linearly, but I want to talk about that moment first. We've been saying for, I think, 2 episodes already, we kind of touched on Ingrid Kirsch's presence.
Dave, it's chapter 1 versus chapter 2 because this occurs right before chapter 1. Chapter 2 is when she sees it as Kirsch, as Ingrid.
Oh, right. As she's older, she sees Kirsch. Okay. I forgot about that. I thought it was when she was young.
But it does add a layer to that Pennywise using Mrs. Kirsch to mess with Beverly as an adult because Beverly saw Mrs. Kirsch as a child at this point now and has a reference to know her. So it kind of adds a little bit to that. Obviously, she doesn't remember her in that moment, but
okay, that bridges a bit of a gap because how old would she have been in that last final cycle or the first cycle?
Ingrid
show. So she was 89 and 88 or something to that effect. So she is, how old is she? 27 years later? Ugh.
She's dead, Dave.
I know, but like in Bev's mind.
No, I'm not talking about the actrors. I'm talking about the character.
Also, yes.
No, I know.
Sure, Bridget. Beat a dead horse, why don't you?
It's not.
Why'd you call her a horse, Dave?
Oh my God.
Well, if the horseshoe fits. So then the early version of Mrs. Kirsch was her. Didn't old Bev mention you were there when my mother died? I don't know. Were there any references as adult?
Because this is retconned.
Okay. I was just wondering if there was any connections to that.
You could not tell me that this was part of a plan at any point. I think it's cool that they did it. And also, she saw her for a split second.
In a moment of grief, right?
Who's going to remember that, really?
And even the scene is so odd, too, because you have her angry dad kind of pinning on her for some reason, because like, oh, the world sucks and you're the closest thing I can punch.
Well, and her dad's horrible, so.
Right. Then let's start with the orderly saying, this time she's really dead. The unfeeling world, right? And then this beautiful soul of a woman walks in saying, oh, honey, you know what they say about Derry? No one who dies here really ever dies, right? It's a mixed message. First of all, they know she's insane. That's one thing. And he's looking at her like she's insane. But then there's I guess it's not that bad. She's not like yelling at me from the top of her lungs. The mean, the uncaring, and then the crazy. Essentially, the 3 different archetypes that young Bev meets while she's looking at her mom who's hanging. So again, it's like the Lily treatment all over again. I do want to go backwards, though, to Ingrid in 1962 in Juniper Hill Asylum. I don't know if you paid attention to that scene. She's not crazy what she is saying at all. She mentions the wolves are staring and looking at her, which I thought, what does that mean? I went immediately, oh, it's the Dark Tower 5, whatever. It's not. It's the wolves that she assumed killed her father. Wait, there's more. So she's stuck. It's like Arrested Development, like something that we've talked about all the, trauma makes people stay at the age that they were when they received the trauma. Remember that, Bridget? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So she's pleading with, I know what's happening. I know they got my father. Now they're coming for me. And then she says, they killed my father. I know they killed my father. She knows that Pennywise, it is not her father. She's like saying, she's pleading with them. I know what happened. I know I served a false god that I thought was my father, but now I know. And then she goes, I saw the handkerchief, please. She believes in the fact that her dad died. She's like, I'm ready to grow up now. I'm 60 something years old. I'm 62 years old. And then they play the record player and she goes back to this weird delusional state and they keep her on that record player. It's like an iPad. She becomes iPad kid for like the next 27 years. And then she kind of goes back into her lulled state, her crazy state. An interesting take on a character. The orderlies, you can tell they're like very weird and mechanical, almost as if they're employed by the It that runs this town. The Pennywise farts, perhaps even.
It's just kind of a product of the time period.
You think so? I thought there was something darker at play.
Well, I mean, you can say that about anything that occurs in the show. Genuinely, part of that is just the period of time. You have to understand, Dave, like during this time, like lobotomies were still common practice.
Why are you being me right now? Like aren't you supposed to be the conspiracy theorist? Like,
yeah.
Why is this guy ranting and raving right now?
Not in this one.
Because you have to understand that when you play a record player, people calm down. It's a known fact. It's scientific.
That was psychology.
Dave,
you know?
that's really weird. Why are you like this? Have you met me? Are we going backwards in time?
Yes.
To
we
a
already
version of me that
established
isn't like this?
I don't know. This is like when we covered From, and when I had to keep saying like stop.
Well, Dave,
What
in
if the
reality,
moon wore
it's just
pants,
this.
Dave? You can't just keep theorizing yourself to death.
Rob, this is the part where you chime in and say, I kind of dig your vibe. No? Okay. Rachel, nothing?
You're an island.
Where no man ought to be.
I want to talk about how much Ronnie annoyed me.
Ronnie annoyed you.
I did put a moment in my notes where she did annoy me, but I think we might have the same
Probably
moment
the same
in mind.
moment when Marge is driving the milk truck and Ronnie's
Same
like,
moment.
hurry up, drive faster.
Can't
and then
you just step on it?
yeah, and then they crash and she's like, what'd you do, Marge? I'm like,
I know,
Hey,
yeah.
give
I
the girl
agree.
a break. Are you kidding me?
I learned it from watching you, Dad. That's 1988 for you.
She's like, can you drive? Is like, can you? Are you going to step up behind the wheel? Marge did, even with
Yeah.
one eye. And she was
Yep.
doing pretty good.
Toe the pothole.
Yeah.
She's like, that wasn't a one eye thing. That was a pothole thing. Yeah.
Beep, beep, Margie. See, it ripped my line from an earlier episode.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me tell you what I wrote in my notes about this moment. He immediately finds the shard because it goes into the girl's truck. Okay. Also, Ronnie's a little asshole telling Marge to drive faster. What an advertisement for seatbelts.
They all
Because they all hit
smashed
the window.
the window.
Which didn't come about till 1975, Ralph Nader. Thank you.
Yeah, and that shard went flying out of the bag again, just like
No, yeah. All I
Just
could think of
hopped
was,
right out.
oh man.
By the way,
Apparently.
that answers a question that we that we wondered about Daniel's dumb fanny pack.
Mhm.
Why is it always leaping out of the bag?
because it
'Cause
wants
it
to
wants
go
to go
home.
home.
It wants to go home.
It's like a problem child.
Yeah.
I'm always running away. That shard, or now they call it a dagger. They call that dagger was smoking cigarettes and talking back to its parents.
Well, that is the dagger. It's not the
I
shard.
know, but we were calling it the shard, weren't we? Didn't they call it a shard until they suddenly mind erased and called it the dagger?
No,
Well, they
I'm
called it
sure
the
they called
dagger
it
in the
dagger
early
the whole time.
episode.
It was like the Mandela effect. We Mandela affected. We said the shard, and then we thought that's what it was called.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Versus
'cause
the pillar.
the
right?
pillars,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
Sorry, audience, we Mandela affect you with.
But I
the-
did call it that they were going to use the dagger as a replacement pillar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Rob was right.
Yeah.
Rob was right.
Indeed, you were.
Say it again.
Also
Or
pretty
no, I'm just
cool.
kidding.
Write that
Pretty
down.
Wait, I didn't say I was wrong about something, did I?
No.
But yeah, pretty cool sequence. And also the premise is pretty cool too. The further away you go with it, the more it wants to go back home, which is also when the corporeal form of Pennywise burns up. Isn't that what looked like the same kind of lights went back to the comet?
Mhm.
Because it's things from that dimension that want to go back to being together. And
Yep.
what is Pennywise, if not also a being from that dimension? Being corporeal makes it so that he can walk around and do things, but without that corporeal form, he just goes back to center, back to the crash site. Because he can't go back. That's the whole point of him being here. Because he's been exiled to this dimension that's linear and has
Wonder
matter.
why.
Maybe season 20 will get into the future, which will get him to the past. See, and it'll be a horrendous cycle. Then we'll feel bad. See, that season 20 will be us feeling bad for it.
Being that we're going
What does
back in
Ryan
time and
Murphy
he's trying
write
to
Yeah.
trying to change things, is he going to win in the end or the beginning?
Oh,
Is he
You
going
know
to change
what?
the outcome?
that's a great question.
They're like, you know what? Those movies made us a lot of money. We gotta come up with a way to make 2 new movies.
Yeah, make him again where they have to find another way to beat it. And it's
After
not
20
bullying
years,
him
they
to
show
death.
us the movie, chapter 3.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be interesting because like you see a little bit of what that might look like in this episode? Because we mentioned a little bit of the arrogance. Shaw obviously has arrogance. He's like, oh, if I just bootlick, remember the term
Mhm.
Halloran used for Hamlin? Called him a bootlicker.
Mhm.
Shaw does the same thing to Pennywise. You're free to go. Are your boots shiny enough, Pennywise? Did I lick the blood off of them from your dip tam-ton look? He thinks, okay, if I lick the boot enough, I'm safe. I'm going to give you what you want and then you'll go away, right? Like Storm of the Century, nobody knew about. But no, both Shaw and Pennywise are both animals of like, no, I take what I want when I want it, right? See, Bridget, I don't think he's that great. But there's like this arrogance. Like Pennywise, like, no, well, what makes you think you're spared my wrath too? Also,
It's not
and
even that. He's like, wait. I almost had you when you were a kid and you got away. Oh no, I have to correct this.
Yeah, exactly. How dare you? Nobody fences me in that kind of like,
No.
I'm beyond you. I'm a god, the eater of worlds, etc.
Well, I think he knows this guy is doing this to use him in some way.
Well, so see, had we written the show, we would have said, oh, they're melting the pillar to make bullets to control Pennywise. They had no wherewithal. See, because they don't materially understand what it is.
Well, what happened with what they melted? That's also one of my questions.
So they didn't use it. So now it's the gates on the Neibolt house.
Maybe.
Just
Maybe.
kidding. That's the dumbest thing I've ever
Maybe.
said, which is fine. Which is fine. I'm just saying. It's kind of like how I said, oh, Ingrid Kirsch, she said all of this in motion, which I think maybe the end scene of this episode kind of indicates as well. She kind of sets Beverly Marsh on a path in a way. Is that sort of what we're getting the gist of?
I think she approaches the room where Beverly's mom is dead and stuff like that, and she realizes the next cycle is now starting.
This is the augury for them?
Just like how Lily's dad, when his death kind of started it all.
Well, and mind you, she lost a parent at a young age, so that strikes a chord with Ingrid also.
Yep.
Right.
That's why she connected with Lily.
But also she's been listening to that record for 26 years on repeat, like an iPad kid. And so now she's reprogrammed to be Pennywise's pawn. Oh, maybe I'll get Fudda out of his prison.
Papa.
Again, second time's a charm. No, he calls himself Papa. She says Fudda.
Are we going to talk about the world's best scene in anything I've ever seen in my entire life? Or
please.
What?
What's the best scene ever? I'm now
Rich
curious.
flipping off
What?
Pennywise as
Yeah.
he's running to help out his friends. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It was all right.
No, it was so
You're
cool.
crazy. That was
It
the
was
best.
all right.
It was so cool, and it was so funny, and I
was like,
loved it so
I'm
much.
not in love with it, guys.
It was perfect. He already had this great moment of self-sacrifice and being the
Hey, you
knight,
get one more.
and you still get one
Got two
more, and it was so good.
And
Yeah,
it was
two
an
more at
FU.
the funeral too.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and
They
you got
gave
the
him
scene
two
at the
moments.
funeral. I know. Scene at the funeral was really cute, and I loved Halloran getting to use his shine to do something positive in that way.
Yeah.
That sets him on the path that he then heads down, which is to help others.
Yep.
It makes us feel like he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
In the movie timelines or the book
Until
timelines.
an axe to the
Mhm.
chest.
Yeah.
No, listen, he had a good life.
Jack.
So when Dick and Rose are standing there and we hear the flute playing and Rose looks over, does she hear the flute playing?
I think she hears the flute, meaning her ancestor Sesky, right?
Right.
Beyond that, she doesn't see. She has a sense, which I thought was great because you guys were talking big game about Rose helping Dick with the box thing too.
I thought that
right?
it would become a thing, but she does help him.
With the Maturin route. I was going to say it wrong again.
But yeah, I guess part of me thought maybe there was going to be some other connection so we could learn more about the shine, but that's not at all what happened, which is fine. But you better give me a Dick Halloran spinoff.
Now for the audience, she's threatening violence on whoever who's listening, including you. Make it happen. Write letters. Next one's in your face. I'm going to bop you. The power of friendship. But no, I think it was nice that they acknowledged that connection for you guys, because I don't know it, but you guys seem to know it, that there's a kinship, that she helps him, and that there is a sort of awareness, a sense of some kind that she has. I wrote in my notes, okay, so she has a sense of it where normal people would not be able to sense it. She does. And it's not a touch thing like the parents in the funeral for Rich, but it's an audible thing. So there's a little extra sense than most people. Did you notice that when Rich was running to the kids, did you see it was in his back pocket?
Slingshot.
No, it was
No,
the
it was
drumsticks.
drumsticks.
Oh,
The drumsticks. Yeah, I did see that.
Mhm.
Which would not have stayed in anybody's actual pants. I'm just gonna say, as someone who had drumsticks in their back pocket, do better show.
Maybe
Thank
his
you.
pockets were deeper than yours.
That's quite possible.
Maybe he's got ghost pockets and they just stay with him at all times.
He's such a tiny little child. Oh, but you're right. Yeah, it's Ghost Pocket. I had another thought, which is interesting because we talked about this in the graveyard scene because his name is Rich. And I was thinking, as a ghost, he doesn't look as gross as the other ghosts we've seen that Dick has seen. Oh, is that a new spinoff? It's Richie Rich. He's going to stick around. Dick makes it canon. He says he's going to stick around. The ghost is Casper, but it's Richie Rich.
There was some foreshadowing in the series to say that Rich was going to die, and you were correct, Dave, even though made me mad.
Okay.
But another point is in the hallway, we first see that interaction. There's something in like the reflection of her glasses. If you go back and you look at it, it kind of looks like fire at that moment that Rich is looking at her and is basically like, she's a babe. that's when you
And
see
you're gonna
that.
die for her.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a
Dreamy
solar
sequence.
flare reflection or
What
something.
would have been in the hallway?
The sun.
Because none of us
Oh,
really
weird.
thought about it. We were all kind of like, yeah, whatever. But after the fact, people are like, oh, that's probably what that was intended to be, to look like fire, to kind of give the foreshadowing of that death.
I'm sure there's
Interesting.
plenty of things throughout the series that if I go back and watch,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
catch different
See, you have to
foreshadowing
watch the series
before.
backwards.
No, just watch it again.
But my answer was more fun.
Dave's playing it backwards, but he's like syncing it up to Pink Floyd's The Wall for some reason.
Yeah. And then by the end of it, I'll be super high. Also
Not Dark Side of the
sad.
Moon, The Wall.
Yeah, The Wall is
We're going to take it back to a simpler time.
That one's
It's
already
not
got
the
its own movie.
It's not the right one because that one goes with The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my God. Wait, which is the one with the wall, though?
The
None
Wall
of
is
them.
just The
It's
Wall.
The Wall
It
is
has
its own movie, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, you said it. I didn't say it. But now it's like, oh, but dude, you're going to do it. I'm like,
It's
you're
funnier
probably
this
right.
way, Dave.
Listen,
You're probably right.
I don't know if I've ever shown that I have both of those albums on my arm.
Oh, crap.
No.
That's cool.
I'm sorry. I hate Roger Waters with a fiery
I
passion.
don't like.
Oh,
listen, I agree with you.
Okay.
David Gilmour is a great man. I love the
Okay.
band.
Absolutely.
I don't love the
I
person.
I was like,
There's
are
a
you a
difference.
Sid Barrett fan? Because that's who
Somewhat.
I'm going to side
Acceptable,
with.
too.
Sid Barrett, David Gilmour, absolutely. But Roger Waters can suck it.
We're friends again, Rob.
Okay,
feel
good.
I don't see. You know what, Rob? You don't have to give us a disclaimer. We kind of know. It's fine. Unless you have Roger Waters' face on your butt.
I don't know. Maybe he
what?
does.
Listen,
I'll
it's my
still
whole
accept
back
you.
like a
It's fine.
Steve-O tattoo. No.
You're just in love with the music, man. I get it. It's fine. Okay, we're gonna have to strafe off this one line, of course, because it is in the books. I know that much for certain. That Pennywise is kind of a little tiny bit racist.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
gosh.
Oh, the dark meat is sweeter?
Twice as sweet.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
He says some weird stuff pretty often.
He's just evil. And
Yeah.
he's going to say the worst things he can possibly say.
Right, because he wants to
true.
terrify you. Right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna
It's-
be the worst
And
thing.
make you feel less than human.
I do want to talk a little bit more about what Leroy was going through in those
Oh.
moments because we know he doesn't feel fear.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
definitely
But we're talking about
fear.
his son here.
Things that would be scary to us, he can charge head on into. But like
yeah.
when it comes to certain things, like I would still be scared to lose my child.
We said like it's not fear in the traditional sense. It's like that deep concern that
Mhm.
actually is why you hold fear. The love and your concern for that person is why fear exists.
The show, even in its own weird way, articulates that.
Yeah, it does.
Pennywise is on the phone.
He says, what does the man who has no fear afraid of?
And then he says, you, and he goes, no, us.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's through your son that I can inflict fear upon you.
Mhm.
Fantastic writing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Show don't tell in a weird way.
The ultimate challenge, a man with no fear. How do you
Yeah.
conquer him?
Okay, and there's a couple of things that I love about this. That is great that that's explained. Because if you go backwards, right, if you watch the series backwards, you can see all the moments in which, weren't you at some points, and we didn't talk about this because we don't tend to focus on the negative or harp on the negative, but I did have reservations about the moments where he's registering fear. And not a lot of people talk about this that I've seen, but he's exhibiting genuine fear.
Oh,
yeah, it's a concern, and obviously it's a loved one. You're going to feel, and some of that comes out in anger, but when there's a direct proxy via his son, he does feel the fear. And I'm going to think of a clear moment here, when he shoots Pennywise Charlotte, or Charlotte, in the sewers. I don't think he had that fear. He loves Charlotte, but through Will is where that real deep connection is.
Mhm.
And so I actually thought about this a little bit more. It is kind of like how the Maturin route, it doesn't close a door to open another one up. It widens the aperture. So, all of these people, the voice, it's too much and you don't hear it anymore. So just like that, that's kind of like how Pennywise
That's
is
the
able to.
opposite of what
he-
Rose said, though.
I know, I already said that. I already said she's a liar. Not to call her a liar, but she's a liar. I think it's more that she opened.
Wow, I think she's the expert on a route that doesn't exist, Dave. Not
Yeah,
you.
no, Rose can suck it, and she's wrong. But that's fine. It's okay. Pennywise 2 widens the aperture, because it's not that fear is gone from Leroy. I think there's that little bit that's left that he exploits. He widens the aperture of what is currently there by way of inducing it via his son.
Mhm.
So his son, in effect, Will, is the Maturin route for him and his fear.
I'm going to disagree with you because his brain
fine.
is damaged in a way that he cannot experience fear in the way that you and I are used to experiencing fear.
She did it again. She's like, Dave, you're a conspiracy theorist and you need to be stopped.
I think you're wrong.
I need to disprove you. You're an anti-science.
I would agree
guy.
with Bridget. Leroy's not feeling.
What is happening today?
It feels
Rob,
so good.
do you have anything to say, Rob?
I mean, I get your point. I think you made
Thank
some
you.
valid
That's
points.
all I needed,
I'm not gonna
actually.
lie.
Just some validation.
Bridget's absolutely right. This is something we've heard from episode 1. This has been established. It's damage. It's not about, oh, I'm a tough guy. This is literal brain damage. He is incapable of feeling fear the same way that we do. So when this is all happening with Will, yes, of course he's having feelings. I mean, it's his son. He's worried for his son. He's feeling a loss. He's feeling helplessness. There are a lot of other emotions to feel
Feeling
in that
panic.
moment besides fear. Rage. Look at what he did to the telephone. You know what I mean?
I felt satisfied in that.
Pennywise
moment.
isn't going to get the fear from him. It's going to be a whole lot more.
All he can get from him is to rile him up through using Will.
Yes.
And so that's
Right.
what he's going to go for because he's a monster and all he wants to do is mess with people.
There is like an end thought to this exploratory mission that I'm on. Forget about what I just said. Isn't it sort of the same as Halloran? Because deep down, Pennywise knows that Halloran could mess with him.
Mhm.
And if I distract him enough or I razz him enough, he can't do that.
Sure.
Same with Leroy, because when he shoots
debilitate him.
Pennywise, you see when Rose tries to shoot Pennywise, or it's like, no, I shrug off your bullets. But when Leroy shot Pennywise in the head, he vaporized it basically with his bullets. The blood floating in the air again.
I assumed it was the caliber of weapon, but
Wasn't it the same
The
weapon?
rifle?
It felt like it was the same kind of
I
weapon
didn't
that
think
she
it
was
was
shooting.
the same weapon, but maybe it was.
I'd have to go back and watch. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting to note the difference, though, of the
Sure.
effect.
Yeah.
It also could be about where he shot him too. He nailed him in the head 3 times.
Is that a
Yeah.
property?
Leroy is closer also for the shot, just so you know.
Yeah.
He's further up.
Okay,
Considerably, yeah.
I can accept that. Oh,
I mean,
science.
I'm not saying
Again.
that you're wrong because I don't know if the caliber was different
Yeah.
or anything like
Well,
that, but
I only say that because even Rose, see, and this is what's interesting about that. Rose, as a child with the slingshot, was able to do more damage on Skeleton Man, Pennywise, than
Mhm.
she was doing in the future. The bearer of the weapon, with their courage or lack of fear, maybe,
Mm.
can do a lot more damage, which is why,
Maybe.
again, watching the episodes backwards, how do I F with this guy so he doesn't F with me? Or
Yeah.
if I throw
Tension.
all these other emotions at this guy,
well, if the opposite of fear is intended to be like love, right?
Love.
Like, then does something done out of love
Would it?
do more damage to Pennywise than something done out of hate or anger? Leroy trying to shoot it to save his son is done out of love. Just
in the
like,
name of love.
yes. Versus Rose is extremely angry in this moment because Taniel is dead. She's got nothing. This isn't coming from a place of love. This is coming
It's
from a place of
revenge.
hatred and anger, revenge. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying I wonder if that doesn't play some part.
I think both your points are right because in the actual story, in the books, the movies, whatever, they imbue their courage and stuff onto the things they're shooting at Pennywise with the
That's
slingshot.
true. This is
Mhm.
This is
battery,
battery
ass.
acid. High five. Yeah. Boom, timing.
Full circle.
Well, then that actually answers a question I didn't want to ask, but now I'm going to. When Shaw is standing up, what does he say? He says, I'm going to teach you a lesson or something. I forget what he says
Oh,
exactly.
he doesn't get to finish the sentence.
Right. No, but he says
Correct.
something to the effect of,
He's like, I'm going to teach you and that was it.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
And then he got bit.
we can assume it was lesson.
when he's squaring up like that, and obviously Pennywise can do whatever Pennywise wants. He can just to get an obstacle out of the way. Maybe he's not all about eating it or eating Shaw's face,
Mhm.
but
He's old. He's probably gamey.
Shaw's reaction to when Pennywise showed him the skeleton man face was so funny.
that was
Yeah.
awesome.
No.
Yeah, I mean, show somebody their childhood trauma or childhood
Yeah.
fear. and
Hilarious.
yeah, I would probably have the same reaction. But him just saying, "No, I will not. I won't be cowed by this." It's like what you were saying about Rose. It's it could be fake fear. It's like puffing your chest. That's what I thought initially.
Mm.
But when you said he's not doing it for something, he's just doing it for himself,
It's
the
pride.
righteous indignation, right?
Mhm.
Then that's where Pennywise has you. He has you because it's not about others and the power of friendship, right? It's about you and your ego because you're like me. Nobody contains me. Dave, nobody contains Dave. I'm in your house right now.
Yeah. We all know what you meant.
What are you talking about? You're in a
Well,
little
I'm
box
literally-
on my screen right now.
Yeah, but I am technically
contained
in your house. I'm in a fourth, fifth, third,
Okay, bye.
second dimension.
I'm just gonna close my.
Don't turn me
Just
off.
gonna close my.
How dare
camera.
you? How dare you? How did I get more hyper than I was initially?
I can talk about the Easter egg going back all the way to episode 1 was the colors, the red and yellow lollipops at the end that Ronnie was eating in the car.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
cherry and orange sodas, the pops of blue, like Elfrida Marsh. Her coat was this wild blue.
Do we think that Leroy forgot in 27 years going into the movies?
Oh, okay. This has been mentioned. If we know Marge is Marge and is Rich Trash Mouth's mom, why doesn't she mention anything? How do you explain this retconning when there's like no mention of this later? So, one, the adults tend to forget, obviously faster than the kids, right? It's an effect of Derry. Two, it was theorized that because Marge knows that her son is the one to help kill him, she essentially knows that he's going to be okay. So she doesn't bother to interrupt what's going to happen in hopes that that wouldn't affect
Pretty good
the
idea.
outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I wonder if
she
that's the
says
same for
anything,
Leroy.
it might throw him off the trajectory of victory.
Yeah.
And if she really truly knows and that's what she did, that'd be really
Yeah.
hard to sit back and watch your kid go through that.
Either it's because the adults just have forgotten, because that's the effect of Derry, or this
There's
is in
purpose
hopes that
behind
they
it.
don't contaminate what's bound to happen.
I've already stated I didn't pay attention in the movies. Was she around? Is Richie's mom around?
You see her at Stan's bar mitzvah.
Yes,
Okay.
I was going to
All
say
right.
She's
they're
sitting
at
in
like
the
a party.
pews.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's not like she
She's in
passed
a-
away and didn't have the opportunity to tell him or something.
No.
Okay.
She's there.
Beep, beep, Margie.
And she's
Yeah.
gorge.
Is she?
Yeah.
She's good looking.
Beautiful. Yep.
Okay. It's kind of like rites of passage. You know that your kid has to be the one to go through all the stuff in order to get to the outcome. Your heart is outside your body and it's walking around, and there's nothing that you can do except to be the best mom that you can be to make sure the other stuff is covered.
You're just describing parenthood, David.
Right. No, but that's it, isn't
Mhm.
it? Because you
Yes.
know, but you have a keen awareness of what this kid is going to go through. And it's exactly
Oh,
what you
yeah.
had to go
she
through.
knows, yeah. If she remembers.
Whew. And then I would go, hey, but why would a parent forget that?
And also, if she believes it.
Pennywise farts.
Right.
Mhm.
And then, hi,
Yeah.
welcome to Derry.
Yeah.
I think she believes it. You just kind of forget. And even what an indicator of that happening is her saying to Lily, I think, or that Lily saying to her that it's almost as if it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I know.
already taking effect.
People were already moving
Mhm.
on and living
Well,
the
yeah.
next day.
And look at how peaceful Derry looks from up here.
And Ronnie and
Mhm.
Will laughing about the stink bomb on the bench already,
Mhm.
which I thought, okay, I get sometimes people have to laugh not to cry, or kids especially. But there was something so, well, that's what you're laughing about? That thing that happened before all the things happened?
Well, they haven't had much time to breathe this whole time.
I get it. There was just something so, it was interesting.
Like
as a
they
choice.
were being reset.
Kind of, yeah.
When Rose offers the Hanlons the house, you're like, gee, I hope they take it. And then I'm like, why? why?
Right.
Why do I want
I
them
had-
to take it? Like, what is
I
that
had the
all
same
about?
conflict, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why would I want to inflict them? First of all, and Charlotte being the one going, oh, okay. Like initially when Rose,
Being the one to be like, oh, actually, maybe I
like,
do
why
wanna
would she
stay.
be the one? Remember what Leroy was saying? It was like, he was coming back and she was like blaming, she was like hitting him on the chest, like, this is all because of you, because we moved here because of you. And
You
then
said
at the
we'd
end
be
of the,
safe.
right, exactly, in the
Mhm.
Air Force base. And then at the end of the, she's like the one to want to stay.
And not even at the base. Now they're in, I mean, they're out of Derry technically, but still, you're close enough.
Yeah.
And I just want to be clear, this is not a critique. This is the effect. I'm saying this is within the context
Right.
of this is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
effect
of
the town
course.
has.
This
Yeah.
is
Like
what
you
the
have the
farts
wherewithal
do.
still, right? Exactly, to know what happened, but the emotion enough is removed so that you can be like, oh, I want this again. I
Mhm.
want to experience
It's also trauma response, Dave. Within normal psychology, there's some level of
this.
this.
It's the third time she does the science thing with me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
There is some layer of this in actual psychology.
It's the devil, you know.
The trauma event has ended, and immediately you go to making uncomfortable jokes.
Sure.
You have to go through it. And so you need it to like
Literally.
kind of parse itself out over time. Otherwise, your brain and your emotions really can't handle it. That's why when someone you're close to dies, you don't cry it all out in like one go. You cry and then you stop for a little while. You're maybe okay for like a day, or maybe it gets easier for a day. And then all of a sudden you're back on your butt because it just kind of comes in those waves. It's your body and your brain helping you to slowly dole it out over time so that you're not over encumbered in
Hmm.
the moment.
Right, you're adjusting to your new reality because your life
Yeah.
is changed irrevocably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe that's the answer to Charlotte, even. Charlotte, who was so mad that Leroy brought them here. She's like, well, no, I can't pretend the world didn't end for me. Or this world, our world, the world as we know it, isn't forever broken. So as long as it is broken, we might as well be the ones all together to fix it. So I get her logic there. And not only that, Will doesn't only answer in the affirmative. He says, oh, no, don't think it's you two alone that's going to be solving this problem. I need a pen to help you not forget, basically.
Mm-hmm.
His answer was like, I'm going to show you. I'm not going to tell you that I'm in this too. I'm just like Mike.
Where's Will sending that letter?
Dude, I know. Oh, also mentioned Rosa Parks.
Who did?
I missed it.
Is that what in the subtitles,
I think
right?
that's
I
what
thought it
that's
was
meant
Rose's.
to be. No, I think that's what's meant to be. Okay, so when Charlotte is telling Hank who to go see, they're going to Canada. I think that's still the plan. When she says that, she says, don't worry, Rosa's friends will help you out. And I was like, that timeline does kind of match up.
I thought she said roses, like rose.
I did too,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
what
did
I
read the
thought.
subtitles.
Oh, the subtitles
say
said Rosa.
Rosas. Yeah.
So I assumed it was these connections she kept referring to of this person who was really active in the civil rights movement and could help her out.
That's true.
I'm thinking now is intended to be a reference to Rosa Parks. I just thought it was interesting.
Just so everybody knows, it said ROSA''S.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
what it said
that.
in the subtitles.
I just assumed that it was
It was
wrong.
a bad subtitle, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't always get it right.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
Again, if it is Rosa's,
someone message
Both
Andy.
explanations make sense because Charlotte and Rose had the conversation earlier about going back and forth over that border and how it's just a line on a map or whatever. It meant nothing to her. But also what you're saying makes sense too with the timeline.
Well, I just thought it was
up.
kind of cool because I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I was looking up like when Rosa Parks was active in the civil rights movement. She was from like the 50s until the 80s.
Okay.
Or 70s, I can't remember. Anyway, and it was in Michigan. So I was like, oh, some of her time was in Michigan. So I was like, oh, that's close to the Canadian border. Maybe that's why.
where there's a bunch of St. Stephen's churches, by the way, which I looked up.
It could be. I think it's fun either way.
It's also double entendre because who is St. Stephen if not Stephen King? Yeah.
I went to Maine with my church. We did work camp in Maine one year and we drove through Canada to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That makes so much sense. And that drive is pretty cool, especially in winter.
Oh my gosh. I was 13, 14 years old. So this was a long time ago.
I think that was about the same time I was there.
I think that was the first time I went to Canada.
Used to go to Maine when I was real little. We went with like 2 summers to go like vacation there with my family, but I haven't been there since. Farthest I've been is probably Martha's Vineyard, farthest north since.
I've still never been to Canada, actually.
I've never been
I've
there
been to
either.
the Canadian border, but I've never been over.
They wouldn't let you in or what?
Oh, yeah, I have a DUI. No, I didn't. No, we didn't go because I didn't have a passport. We were in the UP doing other things. We weren't there to go to Canada.
Oh, I haven't gone to Canada since a passport was required.
That was fairly
well,
recently,
that's
though.
fair. I went to Mexico with just an ID and a
Yeah.
birth certificate because
Same.
you could do that back in the day.
You can't even go in this country without a passport / real ID now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Just in case for the podcast, for those who you want to know.
Well, you
who
can't
wanna leave
fly.
your
You
city.
can still cross state lines driving.
And also TSA
Yeah.
has made allowances for that because of how backed up the DMV got with everyone waiting till
Real
last
ID.
possible minute to get their real ID.
Yeah, I still don't have one.
You
Me
dumb.
either. I'm never going to get one.
Whatever.
I'm Bridget today.
I
I'm not
You
getting my
are,
real
because
ID.
I have mine. Why do I have mine?
I
You
should
got it
have.
automatically.
The last time I renewed it, I was supposed to get one and it didn't come with the little star. And I'm like, what the crap? And when I just went to Virginia, obviously I still flew, but they were like, you're going to have to go through extra security. And I'm like,
That's all they're doing now.
Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm not going to pay for my chains. Excuse me. Bridget, right? Did I do it? Did I do
Oh my God,
did I do it,
he's
Bridget?
me. I don't know. This is weird.
it like flipped.
We Freaky Friday'd.
You
Let's
did.
touch a shard together and see, but it's not
Oh
a
my
shard
gosh.
because we Mandela affected.
No, it's a dagger.
Canadians love Saint Stephen, by the way, and he's the first Christian martyr. It is the patron saint of deacons, altar servers, bricklayers, stonemasons, casket makers.
Mhm.
Ooh, Stephen King. And horses.
Yeah, he gave a
Okay.
sermon and was stoned to death.
Persecuted for his faith, suffering from headaches. He's the patron saint of headaches. That's
Well,
also
I have a lot
the
of
other
those,
thing.
so that
He's
that checks
visiting
out
you
for me.
right now.
Blame Steven.
Oh, me too. It's because it's the weird heating and the cold. It's messing with me.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, interesting. Coming up soon, his feast day is December 26th, Boxing Day.
Oh,
Canada, Boxing Day. We don't
Okay.
do Boxing Day in the States.
No.
We do not, although we could.
Yeah, technically.
That's not the right type of boxing, Rob.
No.
I'm aware.
We do it the American way. Well, we box.
Yo, fisticuffs.
In America, Boxing Day's every day. What? Anyway.
Oh my God.
His dying words were, St. Stephen, Lord, do not hold this sin against them, mirroring Jesus' forgiveness, teaching love for
they do
enemies.
not know what they do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Which dovetails to Morris Bainbridge's headstone. Obviously, Lily has not come to visit her father because she was not ready, and obviously, who can blame her?
Yeah.
She feels responsible. She didn't feel like she says to her father, I just didn't know what to say. I'm better now. So much has happened. But the good news is I made some new friends. It says on the tombstone, Bainbridge, obviously at the top, in loving memory of Morris Bainbridge, 1919 to 1961, beloved husband of Teresa Bainbridge and father of Lillian Bainbridge. And at the bottom, his epitaph, asleep in Jesus, blessed sleep, which is a hymnal.
You mean it's a hymn? A hymnal is a book of hymns.
So I wanted to look up the meaning of it. Asleep in Jesus, blessed sleep is a comforting Christian phrase, often from a popular hymn, not hymnal, meaning believers who die are in a peaceful temporary rest, like sleep, before the resurrection to eternal life, free from earthly pain and sorrow, with Jesus guaranteeing their awakening. It's a euphemism for death, highlighting hope, peace, and the promise of a glorious reunion. Contrasting with the finality of death for unbelievers, notes Bible Study Tools and Bible Hub, which is a good resource for these sort of things. We've used them in the past, which I thought was fitting for Morris Bainbridge. It's kind of like refusing to remember what he looked like at the end of it, which Lily can't forget, and choosing to kind of say, well, no, I believe in this. And if I believe in this, Jesus will not only make you whole, but he will give you life everlasting. Not in the sense of the way we know it, obviously. It's the everlasting.
Oh my gosh,
life.
we have switched. He's spitting the gospel. What's happening?
Tell me what it means in the scientific way.
I refuse.
Non-believer.
I'll never do it. I'll never do it, Dave.
Oh wait, she's back. She's back. I'm kidding. She's claiming her power now. In essence, is a beautiful way to describe a believer's death as a peaceful slumber before being awoken by Jesus to eternal joy, right? Because his last moments were not very joyful, as detailed in David's hymn blog, essentially. Me, because I am...
You have a blog about him?
Apparently.
Yeah, exactly. A hymnal, if you will.
He's very busy.
Guys, I wear many hats.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after these messages.
We just thought we'd remind you to show this episode some love by tapping that like button, if there's one to be tapped, subscribing to our podcast or channel, and if available, enabling all notifications, and sharing the show, or clips of it, with everyone you know. And don't be afraid to reach out. Leave your questions, feedback, ideas, or even concerns in the comments section. There isn't one? Head on over to ratethispodcast.com/squawkingdead and leave your thoughts there. Rating our podcast is the best way to get our attention because it also boosts our visibility. And we'll probably address it in the next episode too. And if you think there's something to what we're doing here at Squawking Dead, tip us over on Ko-fi. As a token of our appreciation, you'll receive forever access to our Discord, along with 30 days access to our uncut episode and interview recordings, plus our pre-squawk insights. Take your support further. Join a membership tier on either ko-fi.com/squawkingdead or patreon.com/squawkingdead, and you'll unlock access to more channels on our Discord server, receive shoutouts at the end of every episode, and depending on what tier you join, the ability to join us on camera and mic to break down future episodes alongside us. Thank you for hearing us out and making it this far into the episode.
We now return you to our regularly scheduled podcast.
The effect of when they beat Pennywise, how he kind of peeled back every disguise that he used throughout the season, which was pretty cool. I thought that was really interesting.
In reverse, I want to know what the middle one was, though.
Ronnie's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not notice that. It was so dark.
It was very dark. He also changed up his voices and stuff while it was happening. So that's what cued me in, and that's what that was.
I thought it was Rich's Tio for a hot sec because he was kind of like, zombie looking, right? He did kind of look like a zombie.
A bit, yeah.
They all were a little rotted.
A little walkerish.
Yeah, exactly. I did want to say one more thing about the way the series kind of unfolds. Because we start the series so strong with the new Losers Club that turns out half of them are,
almost all of them are dead.
Yeah, almost all of them are dead except for Lily, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting how quickly I still kind of remember them. And even the show in mentioning Teddy Urine, right? Because it's Teddy Uris. Patty mentions him, and as though they're still there, kind of makes it so that, oh, here's a thumb in the eye. So you forgot about them so quickly. No, we're not going to let you. I thought that was an interesting way of saying, oh, but people died and you forgot. And if you did forget, you're a bad person.
We're like,
We didn't forget. We've been
our
talking about
people,
'em.
our people won and everything's fine. But yeah,
Right,
it's like,
but
oh,
not
but this all
really.
started because a bunch of kids died.
And remember when you cared about them when watching that episode and then we're mercilessly taken away? Yeah, don't forget that. So listen, to your point, Rachel, we didn't. But for those who may have forgotten, oh, they're bad people. Sorry.
And with that, we bid you adieu, folks.
We bid you a
Yes, that is
muschietti.
Yep.
I am very happy that we broke down the series. I think we got a lot of mileage out of it, too. We got Rob Lucchese out of it, who you can find on TikTok at robstuff_n_things, THNANGS.
I'm glad I
saying
don't have to
it
do
totally
that. I just let him do it. I don't even have to do it.
Yeah. See, and then you can also find Rachel at CosmoBomb09 on all the socials. And then you can also find Bridget if you feel like it. I'm saying it like you would, Bridget.
Yeah.
On ko-fi.com/punkybrewster. That's PUNKYBRUISETERR. YouTube.com/@punkybrewster. Same spelling. I'm not going to do it again. And you should tell people while we're leaving what's coming up for you on your channel.
This upcoming Friday, I'm covering the final 2 episodes of Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy, which has been a doozy of a show to get through. After that, there will be a brief hiatus until the Friday after January 6th, whatever that is, because that is when High Potential comes back.
Oh, right. Talked a little bit about that at some point.
January 9th.
So you should subscribe to her YouTube channel as she does cool things as well. Things that we don't do, which, it's great to not compete with the best talent this side of the, what river am I in?
This side of the Mason-Dixon
line. I am very happy you were here listening to what we have to say. It really means a lot that you're here because there are so many things grabbing at your attention span. We know. We mentioned iPad Kids several times in this episode. We're just happy that you, at the end of this, stuck around to watch all of this with us. It means a lot. So thank you.
Thanks for picking this instead
Thank
of
you very much.
Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox. And also, stay tuned for more content from our Pluribus discussions, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Fallout's coming this Friday.
All comes out tomorrow.
What?
Tuesday.
Oh, God. It's literally no break.
To make you people understand what's happening here, I have to release 3 episodes this week then. I guess we better get offline so we can do that tomorrow.
We need to figure
Rachel,
out
tomorrow.
when we're recording.
That's a tomorrow problem. All the more reason to really tip us if you can. It really helps. You'll get these episodes, these discussions early instead of 4 or 5 days later when the time it takes to actually edit. And with your support, we can hire editors so that we can shorten that time. With your support, we can do a whole lot more cool things. And if we get enough support, maybe I can be doing this full time. Pipe dream, but hey, a man has his beliefs. Sometimes he's not always scientific. Sometimes it's pronounced Maturin. Sometimes it's pronounced Maturin.
Sometimes it's time for bed.
Sometimes we use our little
Good night.
Maturin
Good night,
on
everyone.
Maturin
Thanks so
to
much
say
for
goodnight.
being here. Bye.
Thank you again for making it to the end of yet another episode of Squawking Dead. And if this is your first time, well, you just listened to our season 1 finale discussion on It, Welcome to Derry. Wish you were there for the prior ones, like many others were. And I hope you stick around for all the other shows that we're covering too. I named a few just now: Pluribus, Fallout, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. There are so many others that we want to tackle that we may not have even covered in that New York Comic Con live stream that we did a couple months back. But here you are, and you made it to the end of this episode with no notes to discuss at the end. All in all, what a great show. I still think about the characters / actors for days after that episode aired and after we discussed it. Hard to believe that we won't see them in this franchise anymore, possibly. You never know. You reach the point at which we shout out our Survivors and Whisperers members. It's a little perk that they receive when you join a membership, and you could be shouted out too. Consider taking a look at our memberships on both Ko-fi and Patreon as the call to action mentioned. We've got a ton of perks associated when you join, the most popular of which is the ability to join and never leave our Discord server, as well as our unedited episode recordings and pre-squawk insights, starting with the Survivors tier, well, skipping the Survivors tier because we don't have any, and moving on to the Whispers tier. We've got Rob Lucchese, who was with us throughout it. Welcome to Derry. You can reach him on TikTok at rubsstuff_n as in Nancy_thangs, THANGS, and Kim Rowley at kim.rowley, the number 1 on Facebook. We've got so much more to release this week, so I'm just going to get on with it. Namely, we already have in the can Fallout's Season 2 premiere, as well as Pluribus's 8th episode of its first season, both of which you can stream in advance, early and uncut on Ko-fi and Patreon by either tipping us on Ko-fi or joining a membership tier on either Ko-fi or Patreon. I highly recommend you doing that because there's going to be so much overlap and these episodes are going to take quite a while to release considering how many we've got to work on. So until then, just remember, as always, that we are Squawking Dead.